You watched one of those videos, Why Predators Don't Attack Sleeping People. Zero adrenaline, not fear, all of that. And you thought, that's reassuring. You felt like a superhero. Then you went camping. You're lying there at night and you hear something move outside. And right then, all you actually know is why predators don't attack. But here's the question nobody answered. When do they? I think knowing the answer to that is a lot more important than knowing why they usually don't. So today, that's what we're covering. Let's go back to India and meet a man who may have known more about man-eaters than anyone else in the world, Jim Corbett. Born in India in 1875. By age 10, he'd shot his first leopard. Over his lifetime, he hunted down 33 man-eating predators, 19 tigers, and 14 leopards. Combined, they had killed over 1,200 people. He never charged a single rupee for this work. He considered it a duty. In 1925, the British colonial administration called him to Rudraprayag, where, for 8 years, a leopard had been killing people. Corbett spent 10 weeks total in Rudraprayag across multiple expeditions. By 1926, he made a decision. No elaborate traps, no chemistry. He picked a wide mango tree by the road, tied a goat with a bell at the base, climbed up, and waited. Night 1, silence. Night 2, night 3, 4, 5, 6, goat alive, bell quiet. 7, 8, 9. Night 10, the bell rang. Corbett raised his rifle. Darkness, nothing visible. He fired. On the morning of May 2nd, 1926, the leopard's body was found in a small depression off the road. A 7-year-old male, 7 feet, 7 inches long. When they examined the body, they found the answer. Old, unhealed wounds. A body that could no longer hunt normally. Corbett articulated it in his 1944 book, A Man-Eater is not a leopard that prefers human flesh. It is a leopard that has been compelled to adopt a diet of human flesh. So, that's the first answer. A predator gets injured, loses the ability to hunt its natural prey, and ends up facing one decision: starve, or switch to something else. Self-preservation kicks in, and it overrides the fear of humans. And those videos you watched, they weren't wrong. Predators really are afraid of people. We just found the first crack in that fear. Let's go back 20 years earlier. The British Empire is building a railroad across East Africa. From March through December of 1898, 2 lions came into the camps at night. They weren't afraid of campfires, weren't afraid of the noise, weren't afraid of hundreds of men behind the barriers. They ripped through the thorn walls and dragged sleeping workers out of their tents. Men stopped sleeping on the ground. They climbed trees, built reinforced metal enclosures, kept fires burning all night. The lions came back anyway. The attacks went on for about 9 months. In the end, both lions were shot dead. A later examination found that one of the lions had a badly damaged jaw, an injury that would have made hunting normal prey nearly impossible. But the damage alone wasn't the full story. Researchers later found that just before 1898, a disease epidemic had wiped out most of the region's buffalo and antelope. The prey base was gone. And that's what pushed them toward people. And before we go further, I want to clear up something important. It's tempting to think predators avoid humans out of some kind of love, or because we're just not to their taste. That's not it. Give it the opportunity and it will eat you. The only thing stopping it is fear. The leopard and these 2 lions both crossed that line the same way. Self-preservation kicks in, and it overrides the fear of humans. But these 2 stories hide something else. Something easy to miss the first time through. Once the fear is gone, it doesn't come back. The predator shifts into full hunting mode, which is why the leopard kept evading every trap Corbett set, and why the lions ignored fire, noise, hundreds of armed men. Nothing stopped them. This isn't about the animals being different. It's the same intelligence they've always used hunting normal prey. We just never noticed it, because watching a lion outsmart an antelope doesn't feel remarkable. The moment that same intelligence turns toward a human, you finally see how dangerous it really is. Let's go to the Sundarbans. Around 1896, over a 6-year span, tigers in this region killed more than 4,000 people. Between 1969 and 1971, the toll was 129 people in the Sundarban forest alone. Even today, official records put the death toll on the Indian side at 30 to 40 people a year. And most researchers think the real number is higher because not every disappearance gets reported. The method is almost identical. A tiger swims up to a boat where fishermen are sleeping, grabs one in complete silence, and is gone before anyone else wakes up. Here's what makes the Sundarbans different from the leopard and the lions. These tigers aren't sick. They're not starving. There's no broken jaw, no missing prey base, no epidemic that wiped out their food supply. What happened here is something else entirely. Back in 1664, a French traveler named François Bernier wrote about tigers that climbed onto fishing boats at night and dragged sleeping fishermen out by the head. That's 360 years ago. Generations of tigers that simply learned this works. Mothers raise cubs in a place where humans are part of the landscape, and somewhere along the way, the fear just stopped getting passed down. This story proves the same thing we found with the leopard and the lions. They weren't different animals, they just switched into hunting mode. The tigers are no different. You're just watching that same switch happen to an entire population. That's exactly why, when a bear attacks someone, rangers track it down and kill it, because the alternative is becoming the next Sundarbans. You might be thinking, fine, but those were all cats. Bears are different. Let's take what we just figured out and point it at the bears. You're going to be surprised. In the lower 48 states between 2000 and 2017, there were 210 confirmed non-fatal black bear attacks, about 11.7 a year. Alaska runs on a completely different scale. In 2022 alone, 47 brown bear attacks, 5 of them fatal. Based on this data, researchers split bear attacks into 3 categories. And once you look at them through the principle we just spent this whole video building, everything finally clicks into place. The most common category, defensive. On one side of the scale, protecting her cubs. On the other, her fear of you. And in that moment, the fear of you loses. Category 2, food motivated. This one isn't about overpowering the fear at all. It's the fear quietly wearing off, the same way it did with the tigers. Except here, it's not hunting you. The bear isn't after you specifically. You're just standing between it and the food. And the third, the rarest. Just 15%. Predatory. No cubs to protect, no food to chase. The fear is just gone. Same as the leopard, same as the lions. It's not reacting to anything anymore. It's hunting. And here's the number that makes all of this real. Predatory attacks make up only 15% of all bear encounters, but they're responsible for 88% of the deaths. So, next time you're lying in a tent and you hear something move outside, you'll actually know what you're dealing with. You won't know which one for certain, but for the first time, you'll know exactly what you're listening for.